Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Quincy. Okay, I've got a quiz for you guys. If I told you that the world's largest crawfish bowl was happening this weekend, where would you say it'd be happening?
I'd probably say Louisiana.
Not even close, actually. The world's largest crawfish boil is happening in San Diego, California, along with live music and all kinds of other activities. And here to give us all of the delicious details, we have Kevin Hellman. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us on Main Street Living.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
So the Louisiana State University Alumni of San Diego is putting on the world's largest crawfish boil on July 24th in San Diego's Waterfront Park. This is the 32nd annual event. So how did all of this get started?
It really just got started. Some of the folks that started the chapter in San Diego wanted to get together and, have a little party, and wound up with a couple hundred people that got together, and that's how it was born. And it's just grown naturally year after year after year. And, year 2 was 300 people, year 4, 400 people. And when we set the record for the largest crawfish boil, we had almost 5,000 people and 25,000 pounds of crawfish. I think that was back in 2016, and the Guinness Book of World Records came out to verify, how many people and how many pounds and all kinds of stuff that we had to do.
Wow. Well, so Kevin, I mean, you were talking about, the 25,000 pounds of crawfish, but how about the logistics? That's got to be complicated, man, to put all this together as a host.
Well, I mean, I do events for a living, so it's not that it's that complicated. It's more complicated getting 25,000 pounds of crawfish on a truck and getting them to San Diego without breaking down or when you cross from Arizona into California, you've got a vegetation station you got to go through, and explaining that every year is always tricky, especially post-COVID. It's really been tricky this year. Just the cost of the trucking is double what it normally is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're like, pay no attention to a large amount of crawfish in my car. So is there anything different going on this year? What do you have planned for this year's event?
We really just wanted to do the event this year. There's nothing that we're doing different. I mean, typically we bring bands out from Louisiana. We didn't do that this year. We've kept it more local. It is a little bit smaller because we're taking a few precautions to spread people out a little bit. But other than that, most people aren't going to notice that. We are, because we have to set it up. But it's just going to be a big fun party with about 3,000 people.
Wow. A lot of people in attendance, and I'm sure either it'll be mostly LSU alumni, or will you have some folks who just want a little bit of Louisiana on the West Coast?
Well, first of all, it's open to anybody. It's not just an alumni event. Think of us as the sponsor. We're the promoter. So we're putting it on. It is open to anybody. Out of 3,000 people, I'm going to say maybe 300 are true alumni.
Yeah.
And then you've got the wives and, whoever's that hang on, and that gets you to 1,000 people. And then the friends of the friends of the friends, and those that just want to come and have a great time. And like you said, enjoy a slice of Louisiana, in July. And it's really interesting because typically crawfish season ends June 15th. Because Louisiana, Texas. Remember a few months ago, there was that big freeze in Texas?
Yeah.
Obviously, it was cold, in the states surrounding that. And, they couldn't go out and farm crawfish for a few weeks. And then they got a lot of rain, which is typically when crawfish multiply. So crawfish season's kind of extended into late July this year, first time in a long time.
Yeah.
So knock on wood, we'll be getting a big shipment next week.
After you go to the vegetation station.
Exactly.
So you mentioned the crawfish. For those of us who haven't had the pleasure of eating one before, is there a proper way to eat a crawfish?
I don't know that there's a proper way. I mean, I think everybody has their own method. I mean, if you peel shrimp before, it's not a whole lot different. It's a hard shell. Usually, you take off the head, you crack the first ring, and you squeeze the meat out of the tail. That's the simplest way to say it. Since I don't have one to show and tell today, that's about the best way to do it. But it's once you get the hang of it, you kind of get out of the way of those from Louisiana because they don't slow down.
Yeah, and
that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and I understand when it comes to that type of seafood as well, including crabs, you never indulge in this when you are starving. You always have to have a little food on your belly first, because I'm impatient. So I'm trying to crack and it don't crack and I lose my mind. So, as far as like, tickets, how can viewers get tickets? Is it all inclusive or what?
Yeah, the way it works, you get your ticket at SanDiegoCrawfishBoil.com, and that includes your crawfish, corn, and potatoes. It includes unlimited beer, sodas, water, all the entertainment. So you really don't have to spend any money when you're there. However, if you want to purchase additional food, we've got half a dozen food vendors that'll sell you anything from Cajun food like jambalaya or gumbo. If you want dessert like beignets or ice cream, we've got a barbecue vendor.
Beignets.
So, somebody that might not eat shellfish but wants to come to the party, could still get something else to enjoy.
Oh gosh, that means Cheryl will be there. Cheryl's the other
Something
host.
for everyone.
Yes, she'll find a way. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being part of the show today, my man.
Oh, absolutely. Hope you guys can come out and enjoy, and everybody that's watching, please do the same. One thing I do want to point out, it's a benefit, and we raise money for a bunch of local charities, different charities every year. It kind of depends on how much we raise, but our main function is to provide scholarship funds for students that live in San Diego that are going to school at LSU. As you probably know, when you live out of state, doesn't matter what state, when you go to a university out of state, the tuition's triple what it normally is for in-state students. So we've raised a little over $1 million since this event started.
Wow.
For our scholarship fund. And that's in addition to what we give to local charities. And we do somewhere between 10 and 20 grand a year locally.
Nice. Well, thanks. Yeah, man. Thanks for
great work.
People need that information as well. So I appreciate you, Kevin.
Yeah, we've got a good group, and we appreciate when folks like you guys, help us tell the story. It's a fun event, and it's an event that really helps others. So, it's a good thing.
Awesome. Well, you guys take care and have a safe rest of the week there, Kevin.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right. Well, Danielle, many foodies know about Louisiana's unique cuisines, but up next, there's a local food scene in Arizona who's cooking up a little bit of competition. Stick around. It's got a lot more to come here.